Hello and welcome to White Horse Music TV. My name is Richard Badina. I'm co-owner of this wonderful shop with my lovely wife Michelle Badina, who is not holding the camera.
G'day.
My wife doesn't sound like that. That's Graham. So today I will be showing you how to tune your violin using the piano. I have just done another video where I have shown you how to tune your violin using the tuner, and that tuner was very useful for when my violin was a little bit out of tune. And so that little bit of out of tune where I could use my fine tuners down here. But when your violin is quite seriously out of tune, really it's handy to have the reference notes to be able to listen to. Some tuners will have the reference note as well, so that you could use a tuner without having a piano. Alright, so to start with, I want to tune my A string first, and I want to find the note A, and maybe this isn't a video to show you how to find the note A, maybe there's other videos out there for you in that way. But just to give you a little hint of finding the note A, around the middle of the piano you've got 3 black notes, you've got 2 black notes. Within the 3 black notes, just past the middle of those 3 black notes is the white note, which is A. And that's the A that we tune our violins to, which is 440 vibrations per second. All right, so first of all, I will play that A note on the piano, and then I will play the A note on my violin and decide whether I think that note is higher or lower than that A note on the piano. Okay, A note on piano, A note on violin. Pretty similar in that case, but just say I did some mystery twiddling over here and played this A note on the piano and then played the A note on the violin. That sounds lower to me. You have to be able to recognise whether the note on the violin is higher than on the piano or lower than on the piano. This is the A note on the piano. It sounds a bit dull and flat. I'm going to make it even flatter. Listen to this. Really lower. Okay. Now, one way that you can do it to bring the note up to bring your violin note up to the piano note is, well, to bring the note higher, you need to turn the fine tuner clockwise. So maybe you could do it one turn at a time. So now that I've turned it clockwise one whole turn, I'll play the A note on the piano. Still a lot lower on the violin. I'm going to try 2 turns on the violin. It's getting pretty close. Now, turn it another couple. And that's getting really close to most people's ears. I'll give it a little bit more and then just make it perfect. Okay, that sounds reasonably close to that note. And but if you're, well, actually, let's move on to checking whether we've done a good job. We'll check on the tuner. There is the tuner over there. Even the tuner thinks we've done a good job. The little blue light came on, the little needle went to the centre and it said, "Good job, Richard." There should be a little screeny thing that says, "Good job, Richard." I'd be very excited. Now that your A is in tune, that's great. You can go on to tuning the other strings in a similar way. Next you would maybe go to the D string. All right, let's go to the D string. So to find the D, so your A is on the violin is higher than the D. So to find the D, you move down to the 2 black notes here, and you find the white note in between them. So that's the D that we're trying to tune. Okay, so I'll play that note and then I'll play the D on the violin. Okay. Could you hear that being a bit higher than on the piano? So it's sort of like going da, da, just a little bit higher. And so because I want to make this violin D string note lower, I want to turn the fine tuner anti-clockwise. Now I can either do it how I did before, where I do a few turns sort of thing and then compare it here, or I can do what I showed you in the other video, which is to hold the violin up like that and bring your arm around. This is maybe slightly more advanced technique, but I'll play that D. And then I'll turn it anti-clockwise with my fingers here. And if you're really special like me, you can continue to play the note while you're turning the fine tuner anti-clockwise. So I reckon I brought it down to that note. Let's have another try. Pretty good. And if I go too far, I can start turning it clockwise again to bring it back up to the note. Okay, pretty much in tune. Now let's go for the G string. Now the G on your violin is a bit lower than the D on the violin. So we just played the D, it was here. The G is in the next cluster. I'm calling it a cluster now, that's pretty special. Next cluster of black notes. So we've gone from this 2 cluster here to the 3 cluster of black notes. And we want to go for the white note to the left of the center here. So that is the G string on your violin. So we'll play that note and then we'll compare the G string on this violin. So this is a little bit lower than that one, so it's going da, da, like that. Oops. So with my super fancy technique of bringing my arm around like this, I'm going to play that note and then I'm going to adjust it while playing the note with my bow. Good job, Richard. Well done. It's even going to say that on the tuner. Have a look. It's going right in the middle. It's saying, good job, well done, Richard. Hey, yeah. Are you clapping? All right, no, don't clap yet. We haven't done the E string. Let's move up to the E string. So, to start with, when towards the middle of the piano, we had those 2 clusters, the 3 cluster of black notes here and the 2 cluster, and we chose the A, which was in the 3 cluster. The E string on the violin is higher than that. So we want to go to the next cluster, which is a cluster of 2 black notes, and you want to play the white note, which is to the right of the furthest right black note. So this one. That is your E. Now let's see if we can compare this E string to that one. I'll fiddle with it to start with to make it a bit off. It's way off. Oh my gosh, call the police, ambulance, fire. No, not the fire engines because it's a violin. Don't want to get it wet, but I'll play that. It's way, way, way off. Almost to the stage where I'm going to start using the pegs, and I am going to show you how to use the pegs in a moment, so stay tuned. Okay, so it's so far off, I'm going to need to tune this a lot higher than it is with my super fancy technique. So I turned it clockwise and I continued to turn it until it was in tune with that E. Okay, so that required a little bit of a good ear. So you're doing it with the piano there. Things are going a little awry, you're a bit more out of tune. It's a bit worse than the first video where we sort of showed using the tuner where it's just a little tiny bit out of tune. What if things go majorly out of tune and your violin sounds like it's got rubber bands on it? Then you're in serious trouble. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop it there, and I'm going to go on to another video, and I'll show you how to tune the pegs, tune with the pegs, tune an insanely out of tune violin. Go and skip to that. Yeah, why not?